Welcome to the premiere of Blockchain Speaks. Today we'll be talking about blockchain and blockchain technology, also DeFi, which is decentralized finance. We had an opportunity to talk to Simon. He's a blockchain coder slash developer, and he shared some insights on what to expect in the near future and what the direction the technology is taking us. So stay tuned and key in.
Doing lately, I've been working, doing freelance as a blockchain developer, doing crypto mining and trading and investing. And I've learned a great set of skills that has given me the ability to generate revenue no matter what's going on in the market. And our goal here is to share that knowledge and to get our community more involved and ahead of the curve when it comes to blockchain and cryptocurrency. So that being said, the question becomes, well, why is blockchain even important? Why is it relevant to me? Why should I even care about it? And what I like to try to get people to understand is that blockchain technology is currently an upgrade to the internet. We're transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3. What that means is it will allow to tokenize and incentivize any behavior, product, item, whatever it is in the world, real world, digital world. You'll be able to get incentivize that situation. And the reason you can do that is with blockchain technology. Blockchain is just an open source database that allows you to view the transaction. So what does that even mean? If you were to send money to your friend, the transaction is correlated to the person. It's connected to the person. So when the bank or anyone he says, or like Venmo, Cash App, you see $10 goes by, you can see exactly who sent that money. But with blockchain, the transaction is correlated to the crypto or to the actual financial aspect of it. So our PII, personal identifiable information, is never being sold. Right now, everything is freeze because our data is being sold consistently every single day on the internet. Mm-hmm. And with blockchain technology, it allows us to remove ourselves from those transactions. All right. So that being said, blockchain can be used in any sector. And that's what's happening right now. It doesn't matter what it is. Everything is upgrading. So just like back in the day, a long time ago, we used to walk around with tape players, CD Walkman, and then the iPod first came out. When the iPod came out, it changed everything. Everything went to digital, right? And then we had the big boom with the internet and the World Wide Web, WWW. At that time frame, people were like, "Oh, Yahoo's gonna be the end all be all." Like literally, people was like, "There's not gonna be no more web. There's only gonna be one website." Just like like people are talking about right now. Oh, there's only gonna be Bitcoin. There's only gonna be Ethereum. There's only gonna be one blockchain. When we talk about that now, and we're like, when we say one website, like that's impossible. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but when it first started, a lot of people couldn't see into the future. Mm-hmm. So that's what's happening with blockchain right now. And blockchain is going to be a community that's going to have multiple blockchains and multiple cryptocurrencies. And the correlation, the collaboration and the interoperability, so cross-chain interaction, meaning, you know, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, the three main blockchains you want to know. All right. Bitcoin is known as the store of value. Ethereum is known as DeFi, decentralized finance. That's for like yield farming, putting your money to work, you get interest back on your money. And then Solana is like the blockchain, is the chain for like blockchain gaming, a lot of NFTs, and also DeFi as well. So
DeFi is
block
what? I'm sorry.
go ahead, but
DeFi was what?
DeFi is
Decentralized.
decentralized finance
Yeah.
on Ethereum. So blockchain is just a database that allows us to view the transactions. Everything's out on the table. You can't change it. All right. You can't do anything. The only thing you can do to the blockchain is add to the blockchain. Mm-hmm. And the way you add information on a blockchain is either through mining equipment, like these heavy computers. They're called ASICs or GPUs, like gaming computers, the graphics cards, and you can actually earn some decent money just mining. So what is mining, right? Why is that important? So mining is the part that verifies the blockchain. So what does that mean? When I send you money, that transaction needs to be verified. Somebody needs to say, like, I saw this transaction go through and I verify the information of this transaction. And that's basically what all the computer systems are doing. And you get rewarded for your computer to verify that transaction, to keep tabs of all that data, right? So you get rewarded for that. So that's what mining is. That's what crypto mining is. And it's a great way to earn some passive income, setting up a computer. It just sits there. It does this thing like mine. I got a shitload of them. It's just mining every day for me and just collecting money. And this is what blockchain allows us to do in the very small, in the beginning stages of it. When it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain, the difference between that and the stock market or the crypto markets and the stock market is with the stock market and with any given technology, we are hoping that company uses that technology and they're successful with it. And if that company is successful with that technology, the stock price goes up and people make money off of it, right? So, but with cryptocurrency, you are engaged with the actual protocol, like with the actual technology itself. So you aren't concerned of any company using the technology. You own the technology itself. And that's why cryptocurrency is really powerful. And our world hasn't really upgraded the internet infrastructure. Even the World Wide Web really hasn't gone too far ever since Web 2 came out. And now we're finally at that transitional time frame. So that's just like a kind of over top view of everything. So you say, all right, well, where's the money part? How do I make money off of all this? What do I do with all this information? I'm just a small whatever, how do I get involved? So the way our community gets involved with this is, number one, we start learning about blockchain development for the ones that are, looking to challenge their intelligence and gain a new skill set with smart contract development. It's really not that crazy and over that big of a challenge. I have a lot of code that I went through and worked with a few Ethereum developers that I would like to share that type of knowledge to anybody that's interested in the pit.
Hold on, Sam.
Also,
I'm sorry, Sai. What exactly do you mean by the smart contract? Like, what smart contract would be? Could you just elaborate on that a little bit?
So a smart contract is really like a script that controls a blockchain. So for example, we have a smart contract for yield farming. So what does that mean? So a person would take their cryptocurrency, all right, and they would deposit into a DApp. A DApp is known as a decentralized application. And basically, a DApp is just a fancy word for saying a website that connects to the blockchain. That's all it is. All right. A blockchain is just a group of computers. So just like, you go to a website, when you go to a website, you need to access the blockchain. So just like you log into Facebook with your username and password, you're going to log into the blockchain with your MetaMask wallet, all right? Or your Phantom wallet. You're going to log into Ethereum or you're going to log into Solana. So Ethereum.
I'm so sorry. Another thing, could you really just elaborate how like the difference between like a server and like the blockchain? How, what do you mean by centralized, decentralized? Where a server can be, you know what I mean?
Yes. So taking a step back, a decentralized, what that even means is that it reduces and lowers the barrier of entry to the community, to anybody, to just us. If you wanted to go sell real estate, you'd have to get your license. If you wanted to go try to purchase a home, you'd have to go through a lot of middleman. But with blockchain, that barrier of entry has now been lowered. And with a centralized entity like a bank, the bank has one computer, right, that has all of their financial information on it. That's a centralized location. Everything goes through that bank, through them. The bank could essentially lie to us about the type of money they have. How do we know that you have $100 billion in the bank? You tell me you have $100 billion in the bank, but I don't know that. There's no way for me to go access that information. Now, with decentralization, because everybody is part of the community. I use my computer, you use your computer, another person uses theirs. Everybody's computer that connects to the internet is known as a node, right? It's known as a node. And all of these nodes is what creates the blockchain. So what does that mean? So that means all of the information is available to you. It's available to me. So when they say there's $100 billion in Bitcoin, I can physically see it myself. I can see the transactions. I can see the money. I can see it all. And that's why it's open source. And that's why that's powerful, because nobody can bullshit me. You can't bullshit me. So you may say, why, that doesn't hit my world. Well, I'm not worried about any of that, but check this real quick. So there's a lot of our people, that's growing herbs, that's growing foods, that's growing flowers, that's growing certain things, and they're getting taken advantage of because they'll have a beautiful flower and they'll say, hey, you're making billions of dollars using my flower for your perfume, for your cologne. And they're like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Well, how do you keep track of that transaction for them? Well, that's why blockchain is important, because now blockchain can track from the beginning of when that flower was bloomed, picked, added to the package, shipped, sent. That entire process is tracked. It's open source. Everybody can view it. So now you can't tell me you're not using my product on a billion-dollar industry that I'm only getting pennies to the dollar, and I'm getting the shit into the stick. And that's happening every single day, all the time. We're getting screwed all the time. And blockchain allows us the ability to take control of our finances, to get ahead of the newest movement in human history. This is literally the biggest wealth distribution in mankind right now. Blockchain and cryptocurrency was specifically created to generate new millionaires. All right, I'm gonna say that one more time. I don't want that to go over your head. It was specifically created to generate new millionaires, to distribute the wealth. They're tired of the people that are in charge. And now it's our time to get involved. And it's real simple in the beginning. And the first step is knowing that blockchain even exists. Most people may not realize this, that in the fiat world,
Fiat.
fiat cash money, the regular money where it is right now, fiat, the dollar bill stays in our hand for literally not even 7 hours before it gets distributed to somebody else. So blockchain gives us the ability to gain control of that again. And that's why you're seeing this huge strategy race right now to buy Bitcoin, get Ethereum, and just at least get involved in the investment side of it. And then start understanding exactly what this all means. But when I tell you that this is a transitional and an opportunistic time period that we are in right now, that doesn't come often. If I'm gonna be 100 with you.
It really doesn't.
I've been waiting for this opportunity since 2007. So these are the things that I'm doing to generate more revenue.
That's
Number
going.
one,
That's going. I'm sorry. That's going into like the pit. Like just focusing
okay.
on the passive income team. So let's just, you know what I mean. That's passive income
I'll keep
team.
it.
Yeah.
I'll keep it broad. I don't want to get too super detailed on it. But when it comes to DeFi, understanding DeFi is literally the place where you can gain interest on your money, on your crypto. So just like in a bank, you may put your money in a savings account, they'll give you 0.01%, and people are like, "What do you fucking do? 2% for a year. What are you gonna do with that?" You know what I'm saying? You could barely get that. But these are situations where you can put your crypto and you're generating 8% a day, 100%, 50%, 60%. It really depends on which platform that you want to get involved in. And so that's one aspect of what I'm doing. Another aspect is obviously crypto mining and staking. Staking is another port. It's called proof of stake consensus algorithm, and that is another form of blockchain block verification process, and you get rewarded for doing that as well. Another aspect of it is with my PSP Advanced Technology program company, we are deploying out hotspots, helium hotspots, building the decentralized wireless network infrastructure, and the having future spot hosts and deploying hotspots at different locations. It's another way for people to generate passive income as well, which is a form of mining, but a lot cheaper form and a higher return. And the next part is the part where the pit could really be successful for ones that may not have the time to trade, may not have the time to review things, is understanding where to put your money and how to navigate the crypto markets. These are like I said, so we're investing in for the protocols itself. So understanding which ones actually have real world use cases and put in your funds in those protocols to then get the returns off of it as well. So from various DeFi opportunities, you can gain a very good return on your crypto just by providing liquidity. It's called LP, so liquidity providing. So when you provide liquidity, they basically use your money and loan it out. And because they're using your money to loan out, you get rewarded double. So you get rewarded for loaning out your money and for at the same time for providing liquidity to the platform, and then you get a percentage return on that as well. So those are just like the few high level, like different ways that I'm generating passive income every single day within the crypto markets.
So Simon, you mentioned something about like staking or passively investing in projects that have you real life like utility like usage or whatever. I'm sorry, but how would you go about finding that? For example, like if you were like trying to like invest in a stock market in a company, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you may look at the financial statements or the income statement and see how much profit they're making and how much assets they have and what their liabilities and debt is like. What would you do? What does that look like in the crypto world? So like, so people don't. So like some people that do like invest in like sheep, they just hear about it, they just put money in there. I'm not saying it's not gonna work, but that's not something that's like that's something gambling. That's a gamble. So how would you strategically like mitigate your risk involving with crypto? Because let's be honest, with new technology and new opportunities, there's also opportunists that may even make an idea out or make a platform out with the sole cause of rug pulling, which is like taking the money. Let's be honest. So how would you navigate through to make sure that doesn't happen to you or your team?
That is a
look
really
like?
great. That is a great question. That's a really great concern because that's what's happening a lot right now. So, being a blockchain developer, I get invited to hackathons, and I'm consistently going to hackathons. I was part of ETH Global Hack Money 2021, where we worked on Enzyme and that project where it creates vaults for people to manage investors' monies and funds. So, understanding the going through the code to check to see where there are irregularities that could present potential rug pulls. That is one thing that I do the most. Another thing is to understand how to read the white papers. The white papers is really where you want to go to understand these protocols and how to use it to your advantage. And at the same time, following the developers, communicating with the developers, is really what gives you an edge in this market. So being part of that community allows me to see which ones have a positive social sentiment, because cryptocurrency is not about money or having the best idea. You see, what people don't realize is cryptocurrency is about collaboration. You can take Tron, for example. Tron has plenty of money, has had devs, very smart people, but for some reason they've never been able to move past a certain threshold. And the reason why is that's because people read through the bullshit. They're like, Justin, son, you got a lot of money. You just trying to buy everybody out. We're not having it. And then you'll have something like Handshake, or you'll have something like Helium, where it's just a group of really intelligent people working on a real world vulnerability and having a team that cares about the success um, of our world, of our community, of everything. And those are the areas you want to focus on. And the only way you gather this social sentiment of any cryptocurrency project is by communicating within the community itself, or communicating with the developers, and or just looking at the code. If you know how to look at the code, that is literally where you want to go. So GitHub is my favorite place to review the code, and that's where you want to get at the code and the white papers.
Okay.
You study tech, huh?
Definitely does.
Yeah, I used to work for the DoD.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, because you guys speak the same language. See, man, I'm sitting here with two basically brainiacs when it comes to the technology and things of that nature. Me personally, man, I'm just a businessman that understands finance. I believe, you know what I mean. So, like, what I understand.
Clip that part too that I just said, that what I just said, because I don't want my TS. Remember that.
No, it's cool. We'll take care of
DoD
that.
part we gotta take out.
It's cool, but the thing about it, what I understand with the crypto and the crypto world right now, reading through the bullshit, basically when you look at the white paper and see what they're about, what me personally that I'm looking at projects that solve real life, that have solutions to real life problems. Basically, some projects that makes like issues that we may face, make it more like efficient. The way of doing things, make it like having a more efficient way of doing things, easier, better. Those projects there are the ones that's going to last in the long term, in long run. To use an example is like basically the dot-com boom. During the dot-com boom when the internet came out and then like all these penny stocks came out, there was so many companies that was coming out left and right. People were buying pennies, like buying stocks real cheap just for before the IPO, which is the initial public offer, comes out. As soon as it comes out, they skyrocket a little bit, they take their money and go. A lot of these companies are not standing strong now, and the same kind of thing is happening now. And I'm glad that I was paying attention back then when I was a kid, when all this happened. It's like I'm seeing everything happening again. Now it's not IPO, it's ICO, initial coin offer. A lot of coins that first come out, some people that's kind of naive to the situation, they just kind of just jump in there because it's so cheap, hoping with their fingers crossed that once it comes out, it's gonna jump up and they're gonna grab and go. Yeah. Those are not what me personally that I'm looking at. Even though people make money off of it, but right. That's
And,
very
and
risky.
And to piggyback off
Very
what you're
risky.
saying, so then that's really important because people, a lot of people that started in 2020, when the market was getting flooded by government money and everything.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people that had very poor investment and trading strategies that were rewarded. All right, and all of them were rewarded, and even though that is a terrible strategy, so you don't have a strategy to survive the bull market. Our strategy is there to survive the bear market when things are going down. And our strategy is there because when I look at any given crypto or stock, because I do trade the stock market as well, my first question comes, what is my highest probability of success from entry? And that's what you want to ask yourself, the risk to reward ratio. That is important. Risk to reward ratio, price action, and volumes, the only thing you want to pay attention to. So when we are looking to make our investments, we're not just going to say, hey, we have this information. All right, now we got this crypto. Say, for example, we got Ethereum. All right, let's go all in. No, that's not what it is. We're going to still do our technical analysis. We'll review the chart, and we're going to look for the level that will give me the highest probability of success. And everybody that has been part of the pit, and before I created the pit, has been following my journey, we have leveled up well over 500% since June. And
June.
I have all since June, and I have all the receipts, got all the receipts all day, every day.
Could you say that with
And
stocks?
stocks and cryptocurrency. That stocks was about 140%. Crypto was well over about between 300 to 600% moves. And people are like, that's crazy. It doesn't make sense. It does make sense when you take into consideration Metcalfe's law. Metcalfe's law and mass adoption essentially just means that as more and more people find out about something, any community will grow. Now, because people will continue to grow and want to get involved, it is highly unlikely for something to go in the opposite direction when community growth is happening at its core. So with more and more people getting involved, and because we're in the beginning stages of it, the probability of success from just baseline is already above 50% because of just that alone. And that's what we're seeing every day with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even with Helium right now. Helium is, a protocol that I am extremely passionate about. With my IoT company and deploying out hotspots. Yeah, the mining aspect of it is really awesome, and I'm making a great, a decent amount of money off of it. But at the same time, we are creating a brand new network infrastructure. Like, where can you say that you can get involved with building out the fucking internet of the future, like a network infrastructure owned by the people, owned by us? All right, and but I don't want to make this a Helium rant because I can talk for hours with that one.
Yeah.
So and geek out on it. But blockchain is here. It's here to stay, and the opportunity is available. And whether you want to go in as marketing, whether you want to go in as a techie, whether you want to go in as an investor or a trader, it doesn't matter. Wherever your skill set is, there's an opportunity for you within blockchain and cryptocurrency.